I like the last row of your speech before you ended earlier about women. You know, how helpful it would be for women if men can also be vulnerable, you know, be open, be a bit, you know, emotional, just like us. And we don't have to fight, you know, women don't have to fight for rights because we're equal. So I'm really looking forward through these platforms and many platforms like this throughout the country, throughout the world, that, you know, we are coming up with this for men to come forward and voice out. And this could help many women out there as well. And it will be a beautiful world together.
Absolutely. I mean, just thinking about the automotive industry, we have a big issue across the sector where we don't attract women into the sector. Women don't tend to stay. And even as a customer, women find it very difficult to go out and buy a car or get their car looked after. And, you know, our view is that if we address some of these issues for men, that will start to change as well. And you know, absolutely it should, 100%. And I would just invite anyone on here to connect with me on LinkedIn, and you'll see that I'm all over this.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your wonderful sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sevan.
Thank you.
Wow, I'm pretty sure all of us are learning a lot, and we have been gathering a lot of informations and a lot of sharings from all our counterparts from around the world. And if you have noticed, there's one thing that is pretty similar information that we are getting from all the speakers so far. What would you think, Murali? The culture. I agree on that. And the one and only thing that I noticed that is very similar through Stefan, Manjari and Muhammad Ali is men are not coming forward to speak up.
True.
So the culture change or men has to change?
I don't. I have to do a test on me first.
Okay, guys, let's watch another video from another counterpart of us, Miss Nandini, and this is all the way from India. She's the president of All Bengal Men's Forum. Let's hear what she got to say. Stay tuned.
Hi everybody, I'm Nandini Bhattcharee, men's rights activist, President All Bengal Men's Forum from India. I would like to congratulate the IMD, International Men's Day Malaysia chapter, on their launch, which is going to happen on 20th March 2021, Saturday at 8 p.m. Please do join us and mark your calendar, because they are really trying to think differently for men and boys. Hope to see you all there, because it's going to be a really different discussion, different topic. Bye.
Wow, it's so beautiful to have all our well-wishers and supporters from Asia, from Europe. You know, it's a wonderful cause that we are doing here, and that's why we get a lot of support from all of them around the world. And I'm pretty sure this is just the starting, and this is going to grow further, bigger, and it's going to touch many lives out there, and we're going to make a change, not only in men's, it's also in women's, and with the entire human being around the world, so that world can be a peaceful place, right? Okay, without further ado, we have someone who's I would say I just love to hear him speaking. Okay, I would like to invite Dave, who's going to be our next speaker. Okay, Dave is an happening man. Okay, he's our global mentor, and he's also somebody that you would always want to hear him speaking, because he speaks with knowledge, he speaks with a lot of insights, and he's an international advisor for the IMD, and also He's also the international advisor for the Voice of Man 360. Without further ado, let's get the man come in and let's make him to spice up the event further.
Let's welcome.
Welcome, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Normala, and thank you, Morale. You guys are doing a great job. Let's celebrate the introduction into Malaysia. Thank you so much. Your energy is fantastic. You're doing a great job. I am speaking today from Canada, and one of the traditions that I wanted to introduce from Canada is a land acknowledgement. And this is a tradition now in Canada where whenever we speak, whenever we share, it starts off with a land blessing. So it goes like this: the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Anishinaabe nations, and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This territory was a subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederation, the Ojibwe, allied nations, and peaceably shared the care of the resources around the Great Lakes. This territory is also covered by the Toronto Purchase today. Toronto is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, which today is called Ontario. So the reason why I wanted to bring this in is it requires communication. And today, international men are requiring a reacquaintance to communication. And so if I want to go deep into some of the issues, it would be things like bullying. And I would ask anybody who's watching today, have you experienced bullying? Have you been a bully? Are you being bullied at work? One of the things that Steve beautifully brought into play about the auto industry, that in many cases, bullying is accepted. The weakest is actually quite often forced to get off the playing field. The beautiful statistics that Manjari was sharing. The thing that I noticed is that the statistics in mental health, particularly men's mental health, are old and they're not accurate. My experience, and I think Mr. Taib would agree with me, is today, depression, isolation, fear is probably experienced by 8 out of 8 people, perhaps 7 out of 8 people, because maybe one doesn't want to admit it. Yet then when you get into analyzing the industries, like the auto industries, great that Steve and Men-Able are being able to share wisdom and experience, because where Steve's power I really felt was he's speaking from personal experiences. And folks, in personal experiences, this is not about putting down your feelings, putting down your emotions. It's about learning to communicate. And the thing that Nirmala has brought, this beautiful women nurturing, exciting celebration energy, which is what today is about. We are here to celebrate the launch in Malaysia. Yet there's a seriousness to it, a seriousness that this past year, people have died. People have committed suicide. People are depressed. So what are we doing about it? And so as I talk in an accelerated, energetic mode, I also invite each of us to perhaps experience this little practice that was shared with me with our friends in Canada, the Indigenous culture. And it's a simple little process of honoring a candle and simply looking at the candle. And perhaps for 20 seconds, think of the people who have had a difficult year this past year. Perhaps send a prayer for somebody who is going through some mental illness, depression, suicidal thoughts. Send a prayer of kindness, of compassion, and explore ways to communicate differently than the way we communicated before. Lighting a candle, honoring the candle. Because if we take this candle, and as Steve was sharing, and as Manjari is sharing, and as Mr. Taib is sharing, if we light the candle of somebody who's feeling depressed, isolated, suicidal, our candle doesn't weaken. It actually lets people know that we care. Now, my journey has been in the finance industry, perhaps the industry that is the most misogynist, an industry where the survival of the fittest is promoted, where you have incredible money and wealth and power, and also abuse, bullying, people forced out of the industry. And that's where I had a number of experiences where I did have breakdowns. And as I have written about this topic in my latest book called Get 2020 Vision on Men's Mental Health, that I actually wanted to invite anybody today. If you see this in the next 3 days and you want to send me a message to continualshift@gmail, I will actually send it as a gift to you. It was my mother's birthday yesterday, and as a celebration of my mom's birthday, and also to celebrate the launch in Malaysia, Continual Shift will be at gmail.com. Send an email and I will send you a copy of Get 2020 Vision, which is based on 5 major areas that men need help. And this is about dealing with trauma. It's about a component of what's affecting our young people today. And that's something called imposter syndrome. When you fake it till you make it, you often will get attacked by night terror. And this is the insomnia that eats you up at night and creates breakdowns. It creates depression at a level that you will lose your confidence, your self-esteem, and your ability to operate with something that I wanted to wrap up my talk today, because it's something that has been part of my journey the last 3 years, and that's in the area of elderly care. And I have a feeling Mr. Morali might be able to connect with this also, is that as a man grows, and as he's in his 20s, he's battling. He's like that warrior, that lion who wants to roar and be heard. And as he moves into the 30s and he has children, he starts to learn how to be more nurturing, more encouraging. And as 40s, they either reach the pinnacle or they crash and they don't know what to do. And I have a feeling that Steve and I resonate with in the mid 50s, we actually can get lost. And that's where we're seeing the highest number of men committing suicide globally. Now, is there something that we can do? As a male who has moved into elderly care in the last 2 years, what I have learned and what I've written about is helping and assisting men to find compassion, to find and explore curiosity, and to bring a beautiful element into it, which is what this movement is in Malaysia. It's been nurtured in 50 countries now around the world. It's promoting unity and diversity. It's promoting cultural sensitivity. And it's really teaching people divine timing or patience. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up this session. I was asked to keep it to a short 7 to 8 minutes, and that's what we've delivered here today. If we're going to follow up with some Q&A or some opportunities to share programs or projects or initiatives that are going to be helpful to people in public, in private, public-private. And that's one of the things that I feel blessed is that I've been able to work with men in Malaysia, in Indonesia, and in Singapore since the year 2000. I've been blessed to be able to work at some of the international schools in Malaysia and Singapore. And I'm hoping that in 2021 or 2022, we'll have the opportunity to revisit Malaysia and sing and celebrate and explore effective and compassionate communication. With that, I'm going to pass it back to Nirmala and Morali. You guys are doing a great job. Thumbs up, and thank you so much for the invitation to share today.
What an awesome sharing, Dave. As always, I always look forward for your word of wisdom.
Mr. David, something that touched me in your speech just now, you said the highest number of suicide by men. You have mentioned that. Is this happening throughout the world from out of your experience, or is it in certain locality alone?
Mr. Morali, I am going to surprise you with a question. which country in the world, and you know many countries in the world, has the highest level of suicides per capita?
I don't know.
This might surprise you because the country.
On your statistics.
Let's take a guess. Shall I invite speakers to take a guess?
Well, let me actually, because of the nature of this.
Manjari, would you like to, Stefan, would you like to take a guess to answer to Dave's question? What do you guys think? I'm curious as well. I'm thinking it's probably the States, US. Just my thoughts.
Anyone else?
What do you guys? What do you all think?
It seems that, again, the opportunity to have a dialogue. Maybe Mr. Taib would like to guess.
Yeah.
Yes. As I mentioned earlier, it's like this kind of the perhaps the shy and timidness of the men in reporting what really happened to them, which being mentioned before this as well. In the counseling of psychologists did their session, most of the case which being conducted is actually to the female, to the women's only. But for the men to come forward to seek for help in terms of psychology or counseling itself, it is actually a small number of them come forward. More to say in those cases when they are being abused, or perhaps if they are not really in a good mind, or perhaps in the depression just now, which being mentioned as well. And yes, I have to admit, though we have multi-racial groups in Malaysia, which is mainly Chinese, Malay, and Indian, but most of men actually still stick to their culture, which they are still, it is such taboo actually to share or to report what the weakness in their life to the society, or to any higher authority, or to the police, or to the psychologist, nor counseling as well, which I really agree with David just now. Yes, this kind of attitude or mind setting by men actually need to be, we need to perhaps recharge them, or we need more this kind of platform, so that most people, or particularly men, to come forward and share what really happened, and what would be the best way to share their experience. And as in Malaysia itself, it is actually our concern in anything, or any stage, is actually for the holistic development of the society itself, which at the moment we really, because of the COVID-19, the socio-economic and also the plans seems to be focused on that only, and at the same time, actually men are actually those who are really in danger at this particular moment, because half of them would definitely having a problem in terms of financial, which lead to their emotional, and towards the end, the suicidal case might be become a race afterwards. And for this, actually, I really agree. Those need to be tackled as soon as possible, so that it is actually such a global issue. It's not only in Malaysia, but it happened all over the world, actually.
Thank you, Mr. Taib. I agree with you. And again, more of this type of communication will be helpful. Yet it's going to come down to, can we provide men with more tools and more approaches to communicate more effectively with themselves? One of the challenges we have many people today being willing to speak. We have many women, psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, many men who are there to assist. But like Ms. Nirmala talked about, where are the men? The men are hiding in their caves, and to get them out to come and play is a bit of the challenge, because when a man is shamed, when they lose their confidence, when they're feeling depressed, they go into their cave. The answer to the question, though, the country, Mr. Morale, is New Zealand. A beautiful country, less than 4 million people, has the highest level of suicide per capita. This is something that I've been doing for about 18 years, is visiting New Zealand and running workshops to assist men to understand that suicide isn't the only choice. Yet when you are feeling that it is your only choice, the availability of guns, the space, the backyards, the usage of arms in New Zealand make it a relevant and prevalent way of releasing the pain. And so I have had incredible depths of pain of exploring that with men, and have explored it in such a way that talking about a taboo like sexual abuse, like suicide, like bullying, these are things that we have the opportunity to build bridges. Like behind me, my screen was for a purpose, to take somebody from thinking the only choice is suicide to an opportunity where you can be a voice of men, where you can be compassionate, where you can be curious, and where you can, perhaps, as Steve said, help save one person's life. And so with that, thank you very much for sharing, and thank you very much for the opportunity today. And again, like Steve said, and like Mr. Taib says, if you would like to reach out and connect, we're leaving some of the names in the chat section, and we're looking for ways to build communication with private. This could be the banks, this could be the auto sector, this could be the oil sector, to public. This could be the state of Johor, this could be the state of Kalimantan. This could be the opportunity to make this a movement in Malaysia, where compassion, curiosity, and patience is part of the solution, not adding to the problem. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Very well said, Dave. Communication and helping to save life. That's what we are here about, right? We are providing a platform to save life, to save men, to give a place for the men to come and voice out, to speak out. And there will be tools, which will be people like you, awesome people. You guys are going to be the tools to help them, to guide them. You know, I'm pretty sure there's many things that we can provide. And thank you so much for the wonderful sharing, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, without further ado, we have another speaker who has been waiting from this now. Okay, and who is the next speaker, Murali?
Okay, let's welcome Miss Nandini Bhattcharee from India. She's a president of All Bengal Men's Forum. She's also one of the most prominent men's rights activists in India, working for men rights and gender neutral law. She's also a vice president of Male Literacy, SLAM, head of Men's Cell International Human Rights and Anti-Crime Organization. Now, she is going to talk with us about men and boys. Do we really care about them? Let's welcome Ms. Nandini.
Hello, Nandini. Nandini, can you hear us? Hi, Nandini. Nandini, we cannot see you. Hello, Nandini.
Okay, while waiting for Nandini to connect, is she connected? Hi, Nandini.
Hello.
Good to hear.
Yeah, hello.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Is your connection okay? Okay, while waiting for Nandini to be connected, dear speakers, we would like to throw this floor to you, and we'd like you to share some of your last words that you would like to say, and to encourage the men in Malaysia to come forward, to voice out, to speak out, and use this platform to the maximum. So please share with us what you would want to speak and share to encourage our fellow men in Malaysia to join and also to inspire them. So shall I invite Mr. Ali to share something that you would like to share as a summary, as a closing? Yeah, Mr. Ali, would you like to say some last words?
All right. To conclude, I would like again to congratulate to the organizer through your hard work. And I am sure this particular forum achieved its objective. To all the participants, to all the men out there, I wish you every success in your deliberations. And also, I would like to stress again that we want a world fit for each and every one of us. And actually, this particular world is fit for all of us. We are not the source of problem. We are the resources that are needed to solve them. We are not the expenses. We are investments. We are not just young people. We are the people and citizens of this world. And if we see us as the future, actually, we are also the present. So speak up and move forward and share whatever we want to share. And all the men who are still out there, don't want to share, don't want to move forward to talk to any problem, it is actually for us to keep on helping each other and raising each other so that our society will become a society which is caring and sharing from time to time. But that's it from me, actually. Pass to Murali and Chandran.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ali. It was so inspiring. And I'm so looking forward to have our Malaysian men and boys to come aboard with us and make a difference, not only in Malaysia, throughout the world. Thank you. Let's invite Miss Manjari to have some last words. Manjari. Miss Manjari, would you like to say something?
Yeah, hi Nirmala and hi everyone. Well, I guess it's the same message as what Mr. Taib has said, that, well, it's a beautiful world out there. So I guess all of us have equal responsibility. And yes, help is available. So if it's a boy or a man, and I guess because we are actually launching this, International Men's Day, help is definitely available. So don't think you're alone there. Yeah, just reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Manjari. Well, next speaker. Steve? Steve, you there?
Sorry, I think we lost you for a second. Or unless that was just my end.
We would like to invite you to say some last words to not only the men,
thank you. Yeah,
to the men around the world.
yeah, absolutely. I think the key thing is to keep up, to speak up. I mean, it is never, it's not weak to speak. is a key phrase that we use. It's not weak to speak, you know, and, you know, speak up, be honest, talk to people around you. And if we take this to an organizational level, you know, in the workshops that we run with CEOs, the key thing that we say to them is that this is your responsibility. You know, I like what Mr. Ali was just saying, that, you know, people are not expenses. They, you know, they are investments. They are part of your, they are the lifeblood of your organization. And one of our key phrases is that positive employee outcomes equals positive customer outcomes, which equals positive business outcomes. So, you know, 100%, it's the CEO's responsibility in organizations. You know, people are not there to be numbers and just to pump out whatever it is your product or service does, but to actually, you know, be there to deliver the results for your business. So invest in them, look after them, and allow them the space and the opportunity to speak up and be honest. And once again, like everyone else, I'd just say, well done, congratulations. And, you know, between us, we will crack this eventually.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thanks.
Okay. Now our speaker, Ms. Nandini, is already back online. Can we get Ms. Nandini to talk on a topic? Do we really care about them, for men and boys?
Wow, what an interesting topic. Do we really care about men and boys?
Ms. Nandini?
Let's hear from the expert.
Nandini Bhattcharee, I'm from India, and I'm the president for All Bengal Men's Forum. Actually, always we think that we really care about men and boys. We are always thinking about girls. And regarding the women empowerment, I think in the whole world, now it's the overpowerment of women. I think so. At rather we think so. In everywhere of the world, now we are thinking women empowerment is becoming overpowerment of women. We are never thinking of men. We are never thinking of boys. If there is abuse of any kind of abuse for a boy or a man, do we really think of that? We never think of that. But if there is an abuse of a boy, a girl, or a woman, everybody is shouting, there is a candle march, there is everything. But if the same kind of abuse for a boy or a man, is there any kind of a march, any kind of a candle march, any kind of a protest is there? No, we never think of men and boys. So let's think differently for the men and boys. Let's think differently. We are starting from India, okay? And in India, there is a National Girl Child Day. Do you know that? But we don't have any National Boy Child Day. So now we are thinking of starting a movement for the National Boy Child Day. The discrimination is starting from there. We don't have any National Boy Child Day. And we are thinking we have a patriarchal society. Why? Why so? We are talking about mother language. Why? It should not be a mother language. It always be a father language. We should talk about fatherland. Why we are talking about motherland? It's not a motherland. It's a fatherland always. Then we never thought of men and boys. We always thought about women empowerment. We thought about mother. We thought about women abuse. We thought about girl child abuse. Even in India, there is a 53% boy child abuse, but we never talk about that. So this is the right time. We should talk about men and boys for everything, health, for education, for everything. And men, you should speak up. You should speak up. And you never think when if we are talking, when what everybody will tell, it's a very shame kind of. You should talk about all the abuse. You should talk about all the depression and everything. There is no scheme for men, no scheme in education, no scheme in health. Then we should talk about men. We should talk about boys. There's a very big project now, Save the Boy Child, and that's not for the. There's a project called Save the Girl Child. That's a different project, but Save the Boy Child is a different project. We should talk about the education, health for the boys. What do you think? I think like that. And I am very happy for this. I am the Malaysia chapter, and we from India, always there. If we can do something for them, for the Malaysia part, we are always there. Always, we are ready to help. Please let us know if we can do something. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Miss Nandini, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah. Now tell me, if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Let's open the Q&A to the other speakers as well. Would you like to?
Ms. Nandini, I have a question.
From the man itself?
Yeah, tell me. Tell me.
Now, you have been a very prominent activist for men's rights, right?
Yeah.
What
I don't know that.
You've been a men's rights activist in India for some time. So, what are the major issues that you face?
In India, major issues are legal. Okay, there's a false phone number. We have a law called 498A. It's a Domestic Violence Act. It's and it's a legal issue. In India, major issues are like legal issues. Okay, domestic violence, false rape case, false sexual harassment, corporate issues. Major issues are definitely legal in India. But we don't think the only legal issues will do anything. If you want to do a men's rights movement, it has to be a mass movement. You have to talk about men's legal issues, men's health issues, men's education issues, men's social issues, everything, because social stigma is there. And unless the social stigma is out, otherwise law will also not change. First, you have to change the social stigma of men. I think everywhere is the same problem. But in India, legal issue is the main factor. And another issue is there. That is alienation or the child custody. There's a visitation problem. Whenever the father and mother having a problem, rather the husband and wife having a problem, the problem is coming to the child. But we should know there must be a problem in husband and wife, but there should not be any problem between the father and mother. There's a two big issue in India. That's a domestic violence, that's a child issue. It's a very, very big problem in India. And a false rape case is also a very big problem in India. And most of the domestic violence and 498, those are the false cases. And we are fighting for that.
Thank you, Ms. Nandini.
Speakers, would
so
you like
much.
to ask any questions to Ms. Nandini? Probably you would have something in mind that may relate to what you're facing there.
And now when I'm associated with this movement, now I am seeing everywhere in the world, the problem is more or less same for the men and boys, everywhere. Earlier we were thinking in US, in Europe, or in here or there, men are a little bit in a good condition. But now I am seeing everywhere they're in the same condition. In Bangladesh, they're in a, what can I tell, they're in a mess. In Pakistan, they are in mess. Earlier we were thinking they're in a good position. No, not at all. Everywhere they're in the same position. And I'm a very hardcore men's rights activist. My situation is, I am just doing anything for men and I will do nothing for women. Because there is everywhere, there is parliament, there is NGOs, there is ministers, there is laws for women. So we have to do everything, they need the help. And we have to do everything for men and boys. We will do nothing for women because there's plenty of laws and NGOs and parliament and ministers and everybody. And full support for women, but nothing for men. So we have to do for men. We have to create something for men, create platforms for men. They can speak.
I totally agree with you, Miss Nandini. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what came to my mind? Well, if you get the roots, the foundation correct, which is men's, men's are the breadwinners, they are, the men of the house, they are they are everything, right? So they are the root of the tree. So if you can get that right, strong, and, be vulnerable, be open.
Yeah, I'm not telling women and, I'm not telling women are not tortured. They are definitely tortured. But for this, some women, those who are misusing the laws and everything, those women, those who are really tortured, they are not getting the justice.
Agree.
I'm not
Agree.
telling women are not tortured. They're definitely tortured.
We men are the pitiful.
Men
Let's
need to
work together.
for us to hear
Let's
their
fight
voice.
together. Let's work together. Let's talk together and let's fight together.
Totally agree with you. Agree with what you're saying. Yeah. Men's are also human beings, you know, they need to be heard as well.
And I am very happy that today we are in the same platform. We are talking like this. We are in the same platform. I'm very happy today. Very happy.
Well, end of the day, we all are human beings.
I'm very thankful to Shiva. We are in the same platform. I'm very thankful to Voice for Men. They are doing such a wonderful job. And IMD Malaysia, or rather IMD, they are doing a wonderful job. They are bringing all of us in the same platform. So I'm very happy.
Dave, would you like to say something, Dave?
What would you like to ask? So Nirmala.
How can we bring men forward to voice out, to be vulnerable, to be expressive, so that women can be also peaceful, happier, and the world can be a wonderful place?
Yes, yes.
Well, again, I will give feedback on asking better questions. And so this is one of the things as a therapist, we get trained and taught to ask better questions. And so one of the questions we could ask is, what would you like to do? What would be a fun project that you would like to do? One of the things that I did this past year, which was beautiful, and I'm going to invite everyone who listens to this message, I went out and I got myself a therapist. And so for 6 months, I was going to weekly therapy. It was wonderful. It's not the first time. I've actually been to therapists many times in my life. And when I was trained as a therapist, one of the things we did is we went and worked with a number of different types of therapists. It's the same thing as if you want to be a coach, go hire a coach. If you want a mentor, go be a mentor. And so these are things that are practical tools. I believe Steve was really bringing that into the conversation, is when you have life experiences, you can speak from a different perspective and you can listen with new ears. You can see with new eyes. And so last year when I decided, and I was not in a bad situation, I was actually in a good situation to go and spend and invest, as Mr. Taib has said, invest in me. And so gentlemen, I'm inviting you to invest in you. Invest in going and working with some therapists, because what's beautiful about it is it might go from beyond just getting better at communicating. It may lead to a collaboration. It may lead to a new business. It may lead to a movement where you are part of the solution instead of being part of the problem. And so that is what I would say, Mr. Mala, to invite people. If you've heard something today, go and be curious on ways that you can be part of the change. One of the things that I've worked on for the last year is also continual shift. Make shift happen, because in life, shift will happen. In Asia, in North America this past week, we've had a lot of attacks on Asians in North America. We had shootings at places in Georgia. I was actually abused at a Tim Hortons. I had somebody start yelling and swearing and attacking, not physically, but with words. And I took the words. I was fascinated that this was happening. And it was partially racial motivated, because he was using swear words about being Chinese and swear words about being too close to him. And after he left, I went to the manager and I said, does this happen very often, that somebody is yelling at your patrons? What are you doing about it? And the manager was not prepared. So I'm inviting everyone here today is be prepared. We are going to see increased relations with road rage, with stress, with attacks, with bullying. Be part of the change. If you see a bullying happening in your office, interrupt the bully. Ask them how they're doing. Why are they behaving that way? And this is something in Malaysia I'm really going to encourage you to do, because in your offices right now, I have a feeling there is a lot of bullying going on. And I believe Miss Nandini is picking that up also. In India, there is a lot of abuse of young boys and men. Let's be part of the voice, the conversation, and being part of the solution to allow people to speak with compassion, kindness, and curiosity. Thank you for the question, Ms. Nirmala.
Most welcome, Dave. You always share very insightful information. We are so blessed to have you with us. Thank you. So anyone else would like to throw any questions either to Dave or to Nandini or to Steve, to Ali, where we can have some a quick discussion while waiting for the next event to take place? What would you think we should do next to make IMD either Malaysia, London, or Sri Lanka, or anywhere to really go all the way, all out? What events or what activities do you think that we should do?
Let me ask Ms. Nandini a question, because she's been very active in India. What has been one or two of the events that have been most uplifting and exciting for you to be part of providing solutions to the situation, Ms. Nandini?
Hello.
I couldn't get you. Please. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm Vishnu. I'm Vishnu from Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say something in like a problem of in the Nepalese content. In the context of Nepal, there were uneducated problem, poverty, injustice, human trafficking, violence, labor trafficking, foreign employment are there is the common problem they are facing like that. And most of the youth are apply for a foreign employment, but they are not get a suitable job in the foreign, and like a job, and they does not get the in the timely payment like that. And these are the factor and problem are facing the main in the mostly in Nepal. Thank you.
But I couldn't get David's question. You had a question, David. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they are facing like most of the youth men are facing like the problem. So we are here in a before going, we are giving awareness and like rule and regulation and how to dealing in a how to like that. We are working here in a main empowerment like that.
Thank you, Mr. Bisnu from Nepal. I had a question for Nandini, and the question, Ms. Nandini,
What is that?
yes, was what has been one or two uplifting experiences that you've had in India, so that people can hear some of the activities that have uplifted and excited the conversation in India? Would you share one or two of those experiences?
For regarding this men's right movement?
Yes.
Yeah. Conversation, you mean actually we had a men's right, first time men's right conference in India the last November. And there we had discussed the different type of operation, like in different different aspect of society. Everywhere men are suppressed, everywhere, in legally, socially, in health aspect, in education, aspect, and all the speakers from prominent personalities, they were there, and they were conversation there, and all men, they were very, very excited. It was a great success for us. And this World Cancer Day, we had a male cancer awareness program. Jerome also know. The first time in India, we had a male cancer awareness program. This is the first time cancer awareness, always celebration for women cancer, but this is the first time we had this for a male. And all senior oncologists of India was there with us, and they discussed the different kind of cancer for male and how they are affected with this. And many male were there, and they were very excited that there can be a program for them, a 5 hours long program, and it was so interesting. They told me we never thought of a program. It can be done for us only. So now we are trying different type of a program for men, so they can participate in this, and they can think of them. There must be program for us also, and we can participate in that. We can talk about that. We can share our problems, and we are doing workshops for men. The men don't cry; they are depressed, and we are doing this workshop monthly for them. They are coming, some socio-psycho coordinators. They are talking with them, and they are talking with them. Some legal coordinators are also there. They are also discussing their legal problems with them. And this is our monthly workshop. Men don't cry; they are depressed. So most of the time, all these things, and the men are very excited to share their problems with us.
Thank you very much.
And we can also think of this male cancer awareness. Every year, World Cancer Day, 4th February, it's a unique program. We can think of it in every country. Every country we can think of it. Male cancer awareness, 4th February. This is a unique program.
Thank you, Nandini.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Nandini. We have some announcements to make while waiting for the next speaker. Do follow our social media site, our Facebook site, and our intention here is to promote men to come forward to speak up. So that's why we have came up with this platform, International Men's Day Malaysia, and our email is info.imdmalaysia@gmail.com, and our website is www.imdmy.com. Do also help us to spread this message about our Facebook page, our website, and also our email to all your contacts, your networks, whom you think would definitely benefit from this platform. Not only benefit, but we also want them to come forward, because that's the whole idea, right? We want them to come, to speak up, to share, and also to inspire other men. I'm sure they have their success stories and also their challenges that they are facing, and all the achievements they have done so far, that they want to inspire the rest of the men out there. And let's bring in the people, let's get them connected, and let's have them to be a family here, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of positive vibes that they can spread, just not only throughout Malaysia, but throughout the world as well. Okay, apart from that, we also have monthly webinars that we have been conducting and will be conducting, and all the speakers will be taking turns. And if you happen to know anyone that you think should also come forward to speak up, to share, feel free to drop us an email at info.imdmalaysia@gmail.com so that we get connected to them and bring them forward. All right. The whole idea here is to inspire more men and boys to come forward to speak up. All right. And topics related to men's health, youth empowerment, drugs, and domestic violence against men, financial management for men, boys, and many, many more. You just name it. What do you want to speak, or what do you want people to share about that can inspire them, uplift them, empower them? Most importantly, that can bring them forward to speak up, to voice up. All right, do feel free to get us connected to them. We would be more than happy. The more the merrier it will be, and the more wonderful thing we can do. All right, we also would like to collaborate with any other organizations who can help us to inspire more men, and probably we can have some joint programs, webinars, talks, or even trainings, any tools that we can come up with, because here we are here to help each other, right? Like what Dave said, let's communicate, let's provide tools and platforms. And I'm pretty sure they have done many works out there in other part of the world, that they can also bring it in Malaysia and inspire the rest of them. All right. And without further ado, I would like to invite Sivam, the man behind the scene. So Sivam is the founder of Voice of Men. He has done a lot of work. I wouldn't want to like say one by one, because I've been working with him past a month or so. I would say he is really committed, and his contribution is pretty much generous here, because he just wants to make a difference. He wants to uplift men and boys around the world. He's also you know, taking care of IMD Sri Lanka, IMD Maldives, and other social sites as well, because he has done a lot of social works, and his entire vision is to help men and boys, to uplift them, to empower them, to make a difference in their life. And he has been doing a great job in it, because I've seen his commitment level is just so extreme that I would say, wow, I wish more men can join in, can give hands together and help each other and bring this to the next level. Malaysia, worldwide, just name it. Let's make it a vision that everywhere around the world there is IMD in every country out there. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's hear some word of wisdom from Siva.
Mr. Siva?
All right, thank you. Before my turn, I want to bring him the founder actually. So we are trying to bring him. We have some technical difficulties, but the last try, he's going to speak from the cell phone. Okay, so if you have any difficulties, I'm sorry. Let me know if you can hear. Okay, Jerome.
Yes.
Can you speak, and then we will test it out.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone.
Siva, we can't see you on the screen. Come forward.
Now hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm actually putting Jerome on the spot because he cannot join through a phone or through actually the meeting link. So I'm actually using my phone. So let me know if you can hear. Okay, so you had to tell me. Okay, Jerome, go ahead.
Yes. Good evening to everyone there in Malaysia, and good morning to the rest of the world. I just want to congratulate the team from Malaysia for coming together to form International Men's Day Malaysia. I'm really glad that this is happening in March. It will inspire other countries to also, formulate their teams, to get their act together. And I think it's wonderful that you all are having this formal event, particularly because in the past few years, there have been various groups and organizations right there in Malaysia having observances, but I'm glad you all have it formally, because we need to have this done every year. Sometimes a business will have it 1 year, stopped for about 4 or 5 years. So it's not a one-off event. I heard the last speaker speaking about empowering boys, and this is what one of the objectives of International Men's Day is, to empower boys, to empower men, especially our males who are vulnerable, those who might be in poverty, those who are unemployed, men and boys who might be facing drug addictions, who are depressed. So these are the boys and men we have to help. This is what International Men's Day is about. But it's not just about negative aspects. It's also about celebrating good role models, celebrating good men, good uncles, good fathers, good brothers, good nephews, good grandfathers, good stepfathers. So we also have to celebrate the achievements of our men, our boys. As you all know, for the past year, we have the COVID-19 pandemic, and so many of our men have been out there on the front line, and women, and we want to celebrate these men, these doctors, these ambulance drivers, all these men who have been putting their lives at risk. So this is what International Men's is about. It's celebrating achievements, trying to help those who need the help, and also trying to repair gender relations. We often see so many incidents of domestic violence, gender-based violence, that we now call it. We see so many problems of homicides, suicides. So we want to try to repair gender relations between men and women. Women are part of the human family. Girls are part of the human family. And I hope that men will appreciate this. It is so difficult to provide leadership and give direction anywhere in the world for any men's movement, because sometimes the men are so divided. Some of you all might know we have men who are involved in the men's rights activism movement, men who might be radical, men who might be extreme, men who might be conservative. So this is some of the problems you all might face in Malaysia. You all will encounter men from different backgrounds, men from different religions. They will see masculinity as different, and you all must appreciate the various masculinities, the different masculinities. There is no one model, no one type of masculinity. Men have different masculinities. So I don't want to be too long. I really want to tell you all I am delighted. I am overjoyed. I am happy to see you all having this. And I fully support you. You all are free to contact me via email. I'm also on WhatsApp. I am impressed with your Facebook site that you all recently started up, and I hope that you all will have content for your YouTube site also, and keep up the great work. Thank you all.
Can everyone could hear? Nirmala, Murali, did you guys hear?
We could hear his voice,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it wasn't very clear though. How about the rest of y'all? Could you hear him?
Mohamad, Nandini,
Yeah, I'm here.
could you guys hear Jerome's voice?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, good. Okay, so Jerome,
Yes, Shiva.
I'm going to call you back. Give me a couple of minutes, okay?
No problem. You take care. Right.
So let me try Dr. Nelson, okay? Just hold on.
Okay, while waiting for Sivam to get connected with Dr. Nelson, would you guys like to say something or speak about something that we could, all of us could probably take it up? Like, for instance, what should be the next project that IMD Malaysia should do for the next quarter? Do you have any suggestions? Ali, what do you think? Malaysia boleh?
All right, I would suggest before I go, because I have something else afterwards. Before I go, I would love to form like this, which just now David did mention about men don't cry, they are depressed. that would be such a very wonderful topic to be discussed. And then,
Yes.
yes, or men don't cry. Men do need women beside them to work together in order to make this particular world peace. And at the same time, as the Honorable Chairman of the International Women Peace Group, Malaysia, I feel that this kind of platform is very important, and at the same time, we need women voice to say what they want from their men to speak up. So from there, we shall have another platform by inviting those men what they feel about what being shared by those women.
That would be very interesting and spicy, Ali.
Yes.
But it's a valid point, right?
Yes.
What we want. Yeah, I would totally agree.
Okay.
We will have that in our next webinar. Okay, we will look into that. It's a good.
Yes, my guys. Very sorry, Mr. Nelson here.
Hi, Dr.
Mr. Nelson is there. Yes.
Very much sorry. Very much sorry. I had to come back to my friend's place to do this because I'm out of my home. I came for one function actually. They are delayed a bit, but somehow I couldn't do anything on this. I need to come back to my friend's place to help this. Okay, very sorry to everybody. Apologize me.
Doctor, no worries. You know why? You came in at the right time, right spot, right moment.
Really? Okay, let me, okay. So I just give my introduction. I am Mr. Nelson Murugan here from Malaysia. Thank you, Nirmala. Thank you very much for Murali, Nirmala, and also Mr. Sivam Velaidam, and also all my friends Nandini and Vishnu, and also Mohamad Ali Taib, Tila, and also Padma. So actually, there's a lot of things in my mind, but anyway, you're all going to finish up these events, I think. So I have to thanks to Mr. Sivam and for this, the entire organization for the Man in Planet actually put up together, you know, all over the world and see what we can be done. Nirmala, tell me more about something wrong?
So, Nelson, you will be officially launching. So we want to hear from Nirmala. Nirmala.
Yes, Nirmala is here.
Just to let him officially launch. So just give him the info.
Dr. Nelson, we would like a Malaysian to do the official launch for IMD Malaysia. So we would like to invite you to officially launch IMD Malaysia and also to share about you, your experience, and anything that you would like to inspire the men and the boys out there and bring the men in here.
Okay. First of all, thank you to everybody, and I'm very much happier person that I am launching this IMD Malaysia launch today, March 20th. Okay, I'm most welcome all my Malaysian team over here who participate, and they can contribute their experience. Everybody have their own experience in many ways. So I hope that got many manable can say that a manable can join over here in Malaysia. There's many men who there come very successful in many ways with less fortune. People are like guys who less fortune, they come over and extraordinary, very much extraordinary lifestyle by individually without any government's helps or any big organization helps. They come they themselves and without very high educations, and they are really contribute to the country and also contribute to their family. So I have a very long experience in many ways. I can share that I was actually, I can say that I'm a 3 times my lower secondary failure, my education. 3 times I fail in my LC, we call SRP here. I fail even 3 times. I never give up my hope that I'm coming from a very small village. I thought that is the end of the world. You know, it's a very small rubber tape estates. I don't know what about Kuala Lumpur, the city. I don't know. I thought it's only my place is a world. I'm drinking the river water, swimming in the river, go to the well and take the water for my mom, and wash clothes in the river. So this is how my knowledge. But somehow after I failed the LC, I never give up myself, and I was very much engineering because in the estate we used to use a tractor. I always try to go and see during the people come from outside and repairing the tractor. I was sitting over there for 7 hours until they start back the engines. They overhaul the whole thing. So my father asking, what you want to do over here, sitting and watching how they are washing the engine, dismantle the engine, they're fitting the engines. I said it's very much interesting. This is how I start back to my automobile engineering. I started my own college. I collected 20 students. I asked my sir, why not we starting something workshop? Then we started together, then we have put up a premier institute, and somehow it's very much success. So I come out as a automobile technician. Then I come to KL through by my motorbikes. I don't know from Ipoh, from 200 kilometer from my city. I don't know how far it is. I look at my motorbikes. I never do research my motorbike whether can go for 200 kilometer or whether the tire can last for 200 kilometer. I never check how its condition. My intention is I need to go to KL, bigger city, that I can do something. With the 20 ringgit in my pocket, I start my journey all the way from Sungai Siput, come to Kuala Lumpur, followed by the express bus. I don't know how to come over to KL city. This is how I started my life with the become an actor. Once I reached to city, then I asked some brothers, where is a temple I can sleep overnight over there? And from them started few friends, why you want to go and sleep in the temple, come and stay in our home. Whereby I'm sat down in the roadside in the city of the Kuala Lumpur, and this guy said, hey brother, you never mind, come and stay in our home. This is how I always say people, maybe we have a degree or we don't have a degree, but the face value is very important for every individual person. This is a very much successful history behind everybody. I can strongly say this because I'm very pleasant to everybody. I jokes with everybody. I mingle up with everybody such a way that people are like the way that we are bringing out from the parents. They really put up a very much discipline, so we are really come back such a family, then honor the human beings. We give a respect. So this is how I started, from the nobody, where who I am, where I'm going to sleep tonight, I don't know. So this is how I started from my beginning my life. Then I continued my journey with environmental engineering. I further study on environmental engineering. Then I further study in oil and gas. Then also I get knowledge in oil and on aviation engineering, on airlines. And also I travel many countries, try to gain a lot of knowledges with all my good friends. This is how I come up. Then I put up my company. I work with the Japanese. They're sharing all their dreams. I never depend the government or depend the family members, or I depend somebody. I always sacrifice myself at the age of 57 now, where I am today. I think many people in the world that they don't know where to go. They are always thinking that somebody can hold their hand to lead. But I never believe this. I think we need to love ourselves, we love someone. The same thing is go to the nature of the business, that whatever we everybody have their own motivations. Everybody have something very high level learning skill. That's how the whole thing come up. The Japanese guy told me, I'm done a trading business from New Zealand, from Auckland, from Australia. But The Japanese guy told me, after I lost everything, I'm as a limousine driver, he told me as a Mitsubishi Corporation's head of the department for the Asia region, Mr. Hideaki Horizon, tell me, he said, Nelson, you go, he said, limousine, everybody, you have a license, everybody can go for limousine driving. But he said, why not you do what you know? Then I recall again what I study for. What's the certificate, the diploma with me? This is how I started. Immediately I sold my limousine. I buy a truck. Then I know, because from the technical background, I started to go in even grass cutting myself. Then I slowly comes back and I put out my you see, everybody have a talent. I want to bring that talent to bring up. You don't need to fear to anything. I pull out my fear from me. That's why today I'm success. I always go front and I do things. I don't need to fear to anybody, because the talent is in yours. So you can come out, you can do the things, and people are like, sure, because we are not trying to cheating or try to do something. No, our experience and our knowledge, we can put it up front. I think this is what, for the time I can share. I think the run out timing, Nirmala. I hope, Sivam. So maybe the next meeting, maybe we can share more things. I give a room for somebody here. Thanks, Nirmala.
Thank you so much for your inspiring sharing, Doctor. I'm pretty sure
You most
men
welcome to everybody.
your stories will be very inspired and motivated to succeed in life. Nothing should stop them, right? Nothing should stop anyone, whether it's boys, men, anyone or any background you come from.
That's a vast experience that you have gone through, Dr. Dato sir.
Oh yeah, I even joined the Cambodia War. I was there for almost 3 years with the Pol Pot and Cambridge War. I was there. I also have a lot of experience. I was with the 28 years experience with Cambodia. Okay, so it's a lot of experience with even the Papua New Guinea, Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam. You name it. All these places I go for oil and gas. Supplies, keep tanks all over the across to the Laos, bring the oil from Thailand. Lot of experience, many experience. Actually, all went through myself. I never depend anybody. I go myself and I try to make friends and go and see the good people. You see, I always believe is this: the rainwater can go in, to the paddy field is benefit for the guy, the farmer. If it's a temple, the waters will become a holy. If the rainwater goes to the roadside, it's become a dirty. So what I'm saying is, where we are, where the rain is dropped, where we are, which place we are sitting, that is where it's very valuable. That's what my small point for everybody here.
Dato, I have a question to you. What will be your words to boys and men in Malaysia, especially, and also to the world?
Okay, it's very simple. I want the men and boys in Malaysia, don't depend the government. Okay? Don't depend the government. Don't depend on relatives. Trust yourself. Bring out, we need to learn somewhere. Of course, we need education, of course. So we need to learn something in our last lives. Where is more skillful? Maybe you have a great talker or great actor, or you can achieve something that you cannot do because no money. But myself, I cannot continue my study, no money. But there is a skill in every man and boys in Malaysia. They cannot end their life because, like say, it's COVID. It's a pilot, no job now. They're selling their day. So many business they have started. You see, we always looking to the opportunity. Opportunity never comes. We need to create the opportunity in many sectors. We cannot go one side. It's a multiracial place all over the world. Even in Malaysia, we are multiracial. We need to work as a link together, like husband and wife. Then the family, children are coming up. Then after that, same thing. We do our best, but I always say the men and the boys in Malaysia, for the boys, the attitude is a very much a gratitude. They must have a fear of God. Of course, yes, we have all efforts, but also they must have a fear of God. They must have a strength of God. Also is a most important role in their life. Then they can become a success. That's what I'm telling. You know, anything is not coming from the sky. It's take a time, like a trees from the seed. You know, even the seed can. I always believe this. If the seed put into the rock in the mountain, where it can dry up because no moisture. If the seed is drop in the roadside, there will always is accident. It cannot live. If the seed can drop into the where there's a lot of needle things, it even cannot grow. It's always, you know, covered by other things. If the seed can in a good soil, there where you and me today here. So I always say the seed of every person's thought and the attitude must go into the good soil where he can become a 10 and 100 and thousands folds blessing. This is what I tell in Malaysians. You no need to go look into your plan, your idea in a wrong place. Or selected a separate people. I always say come together because God is universe. I always believe is this. So everybody fear of God and we come forward, take away fears and try. Like Alva Thomas Edison, he not try once, he tried 1,000 times. The own wife say that his guy is something wrong, but he is success today where we have a light today. So that's what I'm saying. One time failure, two time failure. Every failure is a lesson that is positive for you. That's what I always said. I failed many times. Even I went up to bankruptcy because I lost. I don't know how to manage my company. Huge. I lost everything. Then I bounced back again. I think Nirmala know about my testimony. So today, who I am, I tell everybody in Malaysia, the men and boys, I said the success is in you. I said the success is in you. It is not only Malaysia is a planet. We can go all over the platform in the world. We can become a success. Nowadays, we have a lot of modern equipment in our hand, modern gadget in our hand. During my time is no. Now got WhatsApp, you know, so many gadgets for us to go social media to put up ourselves, whereby all our friends are listening here. So I tell Malaysians, men and boys, hey guys, comes. There's a hope for us. The international platform is waiting for us. Come, we go together. Do sharing something. Sure, people are picked up. You know, this is how I picked up. I have so many good friends in a business link. So there's always have a good and bad. But we need to wait and understanding where we are. That's what I'm humbly request. And I tell everybody we can do something very greatly. Nirmala, tell me. This is what I sharing to all Malaysians very quickly.
Certainly, Doctor, certainly. I've always been inspired by you. You know, you have went through a lot, you have faced a lot, and who you are today is like success is within you. It's from you, right? But Doctor, I still have one more question. One last question, please.
Can go ahead, please.
Okay. How would you encourage or invite men and boys in Malaysia to come forward and to voice out, to speak out? I'm pretty sure through your experience, through your knowledge, through people that you have came across throughout your journey, whether it's Malaysia or worldwide, but you would have seen that, for an example, for instance, let's take your own experience. When you went through bankruptcy, I'm pretty sure you have gone through a lot of challenges, Probably even you
Yes,
would
yes.
have feel depressed. But at that point of time,
Yes.
when somebody goes through this kind of challenges, you should speak up, because it's nothing wrong in men's asking for support, because they're still humans, right? So how would you
Yes, yes.
encourage the men's in Malaysia and also around the world to come forward, to speak up?
Okay. Even Malaysia, even any part of the world is the same. Is the story is the same. Where you no money, no job, then you come a depressed. Okay. You're telling me that the world is end. I want to finish up my line. Oh, I was making so much of money in my life. Now I lost the career. I lost my business. I went, yes, 2 years I'm inside my room. I don't like to see sun. Even I travel all over the world. When the depression came, I was locked in the room myself like a prisoner. Even I go and sleep under the bed. Is it? Even I put up a dark curtain all my window. I even put up a pin. I don't even see single line of the sunlight. Even I already know that I'm going to end. I call my wife, my three daughters in early 3 o'clock in the morning. I tell them I'm going to finish up my race. I tell my daughter, please look after your mom. I'm going to finish up my line. Up to that level, I kneel down and I put up my hand into their feet and I said, I'm going to end my story. This is how I come out. But the praise is always there. Then I listen one song. Is it? There is a million people under this world and without even roof. Why you are worried? So you are blessed. This song changed me in my life. Okay, I say, yeah, always have a fear. Once we are close our eyes, something come and tell this is end. Your house going to sold. Okay, it's going to finish up bankrupts. Lot of negative. We cannot sleep, cannot have a good appetite, cannot eat. So many things because all my cars gone, my work's gone, my $1 million business is gone. But after I listen something, I notice this. I tell everybody over here how I overcome. I tell all over the world, even the Malaysians, men and boys. I stand as it is as a center. I stand as a center. The good one, the bad music comes. I never run away. I stand as firm like this. When the bad noise comes in, I don't like it. But the things comes in when it's bypassed, I'm so happy. Oh, he's going away from me. Then after that, it's going far away. I'm so happy that that noise, that music that I don't like, left from me. Then again, the good one comes. But I never run toward to there. I'm stand here. Then it comes slowly. But I have an expectation. Why not come early? Very fast. But he comes slowly. I enjoy. Then even come to nearest, I over enjoy. Then also the good music is going away. But I regret. But I never follow from here to go again with that music. So I stand where it is. Then I learn something that in our life, the good and bad always is come to us, is bypass us. We need to stand where we are. Otherwise, we will be destroyed. We will be destroyed. Or we run away from the bad things comes, we run away. We cannot position our life. We cannot keep our mind in the center. This is what I tell everybody all over the world, or especially Malaysians, where we go through a lot of politics, a lot of not a right or favorism. They need to voice out. When you voice out, you are getting stronger. We are not against the government, but your voice out is what is for the rights. There's a good word on oaths, WOTE, vote. This is actually today I learned something. What's the meaning of oath? Who bringing this? Ask people to go and they cast their votes in the elections. So I learned something that's very new today. Who started this? Why all over the world they are bringing this to tell entire world what's the meaning of this. So I'm really say actually that messages is actually I saved, but I'll let you know very soon what is standing for WOTE. Actually, we said oat, but actually the original pronunciation is so much of a different meaning that what we can be done in our life, that somebody cannot make a decision for us. So we need to say, I voice out all the time. I voice out all the time. I always going for the right, but right means must be correct, not simply that I'm a right, other things are failure, I'm making things right. I don't want. It must be very much understanding what I'm saying. Is it this right for everybody? We must little bit do some homeworks, then we stand for it. This is what I tell everybody. Yeah, that you know, maybe you are not white, you are not enough fair enough, you are so dark. I said no need to worry. I said the world platform is there. Is it? So we cannot depend ourselves. We also depend. The car is moving by 4-wheel, by gear. Even though they need a reverse gear to park the car, if there's no reverse gear, even worth of 2 million cars is not used in a life. So we have a reverse gear or we have a front gear. We must settle our life. This is what I tell all our Malaysians. There's a reverse, there's a high-speed gears, but we need to voice out, you know, maybe your fear you need to voice out, or you need to go and share counseling somebody to come forward, you join with somebody, then it'll be okay. Tirupala, yes, I think
so
time's
much,
up.
Doctor, for such inspiring sharing. We can't wait to have you on one of the webinars just to, you know, have a full day, full session interview with you. We'll definitely have it in another session. All right. And I'm pretty sure the men and boys out there who have been hearing to his sharing and also the other speakers sharing, you guys would definitely want to come forward, join International Malaysia Day Malaysia, and let's contribute. Let's bring this platform to another level so that we can invite more men and boys out there to come forward, to get inspired, empowered, and also to help each other to move to the next level and to have a beautiful life and to make this world a peaceful place as well. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thanks for the launch and thanks for the inspiring speech. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Mr. Sivam to have his last word as well.
Mr. Siva.
Thank you, everybody. It's not my last word, actually. It's my first word.
Yeah, we are provoking men to come forward and speak up. Mr. Sivam, I know you are behind the scene. You have been doing all the work, you know, from A to Z. We would like to really thank you because IMD Malaysia is here today, has been launched today, is because of you. So we would like to hear from you.
Absolutely. It is not really from me, because I came to know about 2 years back, this group exists and men do face problems, issues. So let me start just quickly. I don't want to take too much time. I just wanted to share two things, actually. I wanted to thank Jerome for offering or giving us opportunity to travel on this journey, especially Voice of Men 360 and also International Men's Day. Because if I did not meet him about 2 years back, 2018, November 19, and the one thing came to my mind that, you know, oh, these are the problems men face, and what can I do? And how can I do it? That's all matter. And I don't know how many people were in that function or the gala, but it's not about the number of people. It's how the person or the number of people who is going to take it to the next level. So whatever I could do, that's where I started. But one quick story I want to share. I don't know how many of you guys see the dead body and tears on the eye. About a few years back, a friend of my classmate, my fellow classmate, her brother, he died almost on the street. And his brother passed away about a couple of months earlier. Before him, he made a suicide. So I saw him when I went to his near his, to the funeral home, and then I saw the tear. I never seen a tear on an eye at his, his dead body, never in my life. So the tear told me or tried to tell me a lot of things, because the couple of months earlier, I was at his house, and then he was saying, Sivam, he was calling me a brother. What did I do wrong? Or I didn't do that much to my brother. So he was crying. So that tears left me so many questions, unanswered questions. So it was pretty much made me so much inside. So that question, not only that question or that tear, some other situations, suicide, even any mental illness or anything. Even myself, last year, I had 15,000 followers on social media. I completely deleted because of the, one point I thought, what the heck, whatever I created, I can recreate. So I deleted completely for 14 days. I didn't have any kind of social media activity or anything. So this is also self-healing too. Whatever I go through, I can understand the boys and men, whatever they are going through. So if I can do something about it, at least if I can change one mind, one's life, that's more than enough. That chain reaction will start somewhere. Only one more thing I want to share. See, the sperm has 1.2 to 2 million lives, but only one or two, three, few comes to the earth. That life has, the soul has a journey. So it is not acceptable, or it's not sad that we can't let it go in a halfway, or suddenly that journey stop. So that's what I always say is that saving lives, changing the mindset can bring or can do so much things to the world. We never know. So I want to leave this word with everybody, whoever is watching, whoever is here. I really want to thank all of you guys, though. It's something, maybe we don't see this vision, but I could see the vision from Jerome's point of view. About 21 years back, he started with a very, very simple 1 or 2 people. He came up with this, this movement, but right now in 90 countries. So we never know how many people's lives we're going to change it. So if I can change my life, that's where I found the purpose of my life. That's how I am taking right now. So if we can change one life, it doesn't matter. Soul is a soul. There's no difference, gender difference or anything. Soul is a soul. So male or female or transgender or any gender. So again, one more time, I always want to thank the initiative, why I want to take it Voice of Men 360 or here in Malaysia. I see something bigger. The vision has to be go. It cannot stop. At least maybe I am the messenger. Whoever is going to take it to the next level. So thank all of you guys. I really appreciate all of your input and the time. Sorry for the technical difficulties, because last minute I should or I had to change, do some changes. That's why everybody has some problems. But you know, end of the day, at least we could do something. This is the way. You know, everything happening for a reason. That's all I have to say. All right. So thank you, Nirmala and Murali and Dr. Nelson. I want to echo everybody, every single one of them. If we can change one's lives, one person's mind through this platform, through this message, it's more than enough. That person can take to the next level. Thank you all. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sivam. I think you have shared part of your experience, what you have gone through. I think that's very touching. Without further ado, let's not delay further. Let's welcome Ms. Tila, our event coordinator, to say a word of thanks. Ms. Tila.
Thank you so much, Murli and Nirmala, for making our evening very interesting, entertaining, and engaging. I really love your both energies and making our events very successful. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to all our speakers who are willing to spend time with us in this evening, sharing their experience, sharing their wisdom, and sharing a lot of things that totally blew me away. And I believe there's a lot of takeaways, men and participants out there, where they can make this to live their life with passion and purposeful life. Really hoping to hear more from all of you so that we can organize more events and topics related to these issues to discuss in our coming webinars. And also thank you so much for our event coordinators, supporting partners, organizations, media, especially social media, whoever liked our page and shared our posters. Thank you for sharing with your groups, be it in WhatsApp, Telegram, or Facebook Messenger, or YouTube. Thank you so much. And thank you to Voice of Men 360, President, Founder, and also Founder Dr. Jerome Teelucksingh, Mr. Siva Velaidam, and also our Voice of Men advisor, Mr. Dave Rogers, for his great initiative and support. We really sincerely appreciate that. And we also like to acknowledge the following partners like International Men's Day Mexico, CGDO Johor, the World Day of the Boy Child, Perennial Alienation Awareness International Network, Tamil America, Voice of Men 360, All Bengal's Men's Forum, Light Your Torch Foundations, Manable, Kamara Bookshop, Kamara Youth, World Youth Organization, and National Youth Awardees Federation of India, Helping Hand International. And once again, thank you so much for all your support. We're really delighted to work with each and every one of you, and please continue your support. We're really looking forward to hear from you. Please reach out to us through our Facebook or our social media, where let us know what is the topic that you love to hear and want us to explore in detail for you. And also thank you so much for whoever directly and indirectly being supported for this event, and all the messages from all over the world. Thank you so much. We are so grateful. We will have more activities in near future, and we really hope we could help together with you to help those who are in need. Thank you so much for being with us. Back to Nirmala and Murli.
Thank you, Ms. Tila, for a word of thanks. Now, we have come to the ending session at this moment. Now, we'd like to take this opportunity to also thank Dr. Nelson for launching the event, and also Mr. Sivam, who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. And we would like to also thank the people who have participated in the event, and who have connected with us during this more than 2.5 hours, 3 hour session for this IMD launching. And we take this we hope this great event will move forward for the future of boys and men in Malaysia. Thank you, everyone. Nirmala.
Thank you, Murli, and thank you, Dr. Nelson, for the awesome launch of IMD Malaysia. And thank you, Mr. Sivam, the man behind this entire event to happen. And also, we would like to thank all the speakers. I know it's been a long day today, and some of the speakers have to leave early. Please do excuse them. But we would like to thank each and everyone, the speakers, the participants, everyone here who has been here indirectly or directly, who has been supporting us, because the reason of this platform is to make a difference in men's and boys in Malaysia. The platform is for all of y'all to come forward, to contribute, and let's help one another. Let's help another life to have a beautiful life. It doesn't matter it's men's or boys. Let's help each other, and please help to share this page with your friends, relatives, and your contacts, because the entire purpose of this platform is to bring men and boys forward, to speak up, to voice out, to share what they want to do among themselves, and to make Malaysia and the world to be a better place, right? So feel free to share this page, our FB page, IMD Malaysia, with your contacts. We look forward to have more men and boys on board to support, to cheer this cause, because our intentions are noble and we just want to make a difference in them. Let's support each other. Thank you so much, guys, for this wonderful day, for this wonderful launch. Have a good day. Have an awesome day wherever you're from. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. I really want to say thank you for Padma. I just want to point out Padma Narayanan, her dedication, and also, thanks to every one of you guys, though, because the supporting and the well-wishers, everything from global level, not only Malaysia, but also on the global level. So we are looking forward to work with all of you guys, though. Right. All right. Thank you for you guys for good night. For us, good morning. All right. Happy day. Safe day. Thank you.
Yeah.